loves this. Look at that. I love that. And it's back in tune. It's in better tune than it was before I did that. That's how great this guitar is. It tunes itself.
Let's see, let's go over to there.
This is a Jackson RRX24. It's made in Indonesia, and it's got all the classic Jackson Randy Rhoads X. That's what the RR stands for. And it's the X series, which is their kind of affordable line of guitars. It's just, they really knocked it out of the park though. It's a little dirty right there, whatever. Between the fact that it has Seymour Duncans in it, and one thing that's really nice, the attention to detail for such a affordable guitar, they put the chrome pickup rings to match the entire guitar, which is really nice. A couple specs about it. Jackson tuners, not a real issue with them because you're locking out on the nut anyway. It's got a bound neck and bound body. I'm a sucker for guitars with a binding. My most recent guitar I buy, however, does not have a binding, but that's for another episode of this. It's a 24 fret, and it's a V though, so you don't really need to worry too much about access to the higher frets. Have I used the 24th fret? Practically never. Do I like that I have it? Hell yeah. I love having 24 frets, but I love having an accessible 22nd fret way more. I don't need the 24th fret, I just need to be able to get to the 22nd fret. There's no need for a 24th as long as you can get to the 22nd. Rarely ever do I have to bend that high. What else did it teach me is that I'm very okay with satin finishes. Before this, I was always into getting the guitars that had crazy lacquer on them, and I would never play an unfinished neck. And this thing is just, oh, it's so fast. It's unbelievable. It's got big old frets on it, everything I like from coming from Les Pauls. It's got a Floyd Rose S1000 series on this, which is their special 1000 as opposed to the original 1000. What's the difference? Only differences I can tell so far is that this arm collar is slightly different. I've noticed no other differences between the two. If you know the difference, please tell me, because I can't tell. I think that this thing has been a wonderful piece to mess with, and I've had no issues I never had to put a trem setter or a tremolo in it to bring it back to absolute zero. I gigged with this guitar and tuned it before the show. I had a tech on the side of the stage who would check it, but he even gave the testimonial saying that this guitar screams and it is so reliable. It's unbelievable. I can't believe for such an affordable guitar. It was $700 brand new. And if I'm gonna sell it, I have it up for $5 right now. I don't know. It's like I said, I want it to go somewhere that someone will enjoy playing it as much as I did. It's one of those guitars that you think is gonna make you look cooler, and then it actually does. Oh, the crowd goes nuts over this guitar. You have that larger than life persona when you're holding this thing. That's what you would play at Guitar Center when you're trying this guitar on. More importantly, when you buy this guitar, you don't want to actually play it. You want to put it on and take a picture of yourself, and then you'll know if you want to buy it. Don't even plug it in. Don't even plug it in. It's not worth it. It's gonna sound good. It's gonna sound good. Just try on any guitar, really. Just try it on, and then look at your bank account and see how those two coincide with one another. Because if you have a good ratio there, it's probably gonna be fine. It'll probably be fine. Ah, man, so great. What else? Oh, some of you don't know, Fender you know, it's a pretty common knowledge nowadays, but Fender owns Jackson and Charvel. And so you see a lot of similarities cross over between the two. Some of their more affordable guitars, they go with the JB and the 59, which are the classic Seymour Duncan setup. Really a great tone. They've been experimenting a lot with input jack placements. And I love that about this guitar. Having it right under this part of the V has been really cool. Especially if my guitar cable comes off the strap, goes right there. It's nice, hidden, out of sight. Really enjoy that. It creates a really clean looking vibe if you're playing wireless or something like that. So it's got a 3-way toggle switch, and some of the guys in some of the bands that I've played this with, you show up with only this guitar, and they're a little annoyed at the fact that you wouldn't show up with your entire set of gear for that rehearsal, for that show. I could show up easily to a rehearsal for a show that's supposed to have multiple guitars and only play this. I was playing 70s tunes. I was playing Led Zeppelin on this thing, and it really was a convincing tone. It was great. Then you would get into the 80s and do the Van Halen stuff. You obviously can get into, you drop tune this sucker, and you got all your metal shows, any metal band nowadays you can truly replicate. It's pretty exciting. It's one of the easiest guitars to play. It's got a nice white satin finish on it. It's so comfortable. And you don't really have to worry about it turning yellow since it doesn't have a lacquer on it. It'll pretty much stay this color for the length of its life, which is pretty cool. Some people like their guitars turning yellow. You got an old Les Paul or something like that. Turning yellow it's a sign of, it's a sign of royalty in that case. This thing though, however, you don't really want that. Also, it's got the pearl inlays on the frets, which is pretty unbelievable to get a guitar for $700 nowadays and get pearl inlays. And I'm a sucker once again for first fret inlays. I think they're sweet. Not enough guitars have them. Let's see, what else is there to this? There's a certain emotional connection that you get with every instrument, and there's you have that fun of going and buying the instrument and checking it out. And when I went to get this, we were trying to find something that looked the part for the show. My buddy Eric was just grabbing guitars off the walls and putting them on me, and he'd look at it real quick, and he'd be like, "No, not that one." And then when we got our hands on this, we knew right away. Oh, I learned that if your guitar is long and pointy enough, you can play it as high up on your body as you want, and it'll still look cool. I can play this guitar this high, and really no one's gonna say anything about it. Doesn't look like you're one of those. Doesn't look like you're playing a big hollow body really high up. Doesn't look like you're one of the Beatles. Pretty sweet though. That's some of the things that this guitar was very special to me. Still is. Until it goes, it's gonna keep. I'm gonna keep playing it. Look at that, right there. Look at that. Perfect all the way through. Right. I'm not getting paid to say any of this yet. Oh, God. We are recording on there. Everything. Ooh, those were loud. Cool. Anyone who wants to get one of these, it's totally worth it. Yeah, and this guitar led me to believe I could play things that I didn't want to play before, and I was like, oh, it's okay, because I got this guitar now. So I was playing the intro. We had Ain't Nothing But a Good Time in there. Right before that, the actual intro song was Final Countdown, and that was fun to chunk along on this thing, and play that solo. One of my favorite solos that I learned on it was the solo to Here I Go Again by Whitesnake. Oh, man, so much fun on this guitar. And it's just, this guitar helped me have fun on guitar again.